All right. Okay. Thank you so much. You guys remembered that I was going to come back on, so it took me a few minutes. I just got to line this up a little bit because it's a little bit different when I use my phone. It's a little weird. There, kind of. How you doing? I'm just going to get my chat set up so that I can see you guys. It is impromptu. It's for sure impromptu. I didn't expect to do this, but you know, I wanted to keep talking to you guys after my premiere. Did you guys all see my premiere? Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday night, and it's funny enough, the whole day and yesterday went together. So I just realized when everybody's like, thanks for coming on a Friday night. It's like, it's Friday? I'm going to pull up the chat. How are you guys doing? Are you guys having a little bit of Groundhog Day feeling that the same things over and over every day? Staying at home? Let's pull this up. Oh, you didn't see my premiere. Yeah, I just premiered a video, and it was half an hour long? 37 minutes long. Okay, I'm just checking, make sure. There we go. Okay, sweet. How are you guys doing? Yeah, cabin fever is real. I have been cooped up since the 25th of March, and I think there's a lot of people who've been more so. Taking me a minute to get this up. Yeah, thanks for giving us something to do. Yeah, I'm bored too. Like, I mean, I'm busy, but I like to talk to people. And when you're stuck, right? 3 weeks, wow. I'm kind of a little bit of a homebody. I do like to be at home, but I like to balance it because I do love to talk to people too. So this gives me a little bit of everything, doesn't it? Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the premiere. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I dove in last night. Thank you to everybody who emailed me. I think I had like 20, 30 emails, something like that, all at the same time saying, did you see this affidavit? So I took many hours last night to see it, and I couldn't fall asleep after, like, I think it was 2 or 3 in the morning. And my mind was just like, oh, this is bothering me so much. And I had to keep diving in. Mortgage Gal says, I'm tired of being home. Thank you. The background looks a little bit different when I'm on my mobile, because you can see edges and stuff. It doesn't have that same effect, but yeah, working from 9 to 5. Yeah, in some places, this affidavit is really, really difficult. I'm really, really bothered, as you know, if you did watch my premiere, over them saying likely he went home that afternoon, when I'm going, what? Like, I'm looking at the polygraph or the fake polygraph. If he did come home, why would she need to lie about that and pay for that line, right? So it's been really bothering me. I don't think he went home. But maybe they're trying to match everything up in what do you call it? In everything else. One sec, I just need a drink of water. I do have a little bit of a cough. I think I saw my teeth too. That's not fun. And sorry, somebody said I hate the sound of swallowing when I'm live, but I'm not feeling so well. So, sorry. Yeah, why would Tecia not take her phone if there's nothing planned that day? So that's really, really tricky. I don't get it. And there's 2 hours unaccounted for, and as you said, or as I said, and as you can see in my past videos, that I have the theory that she did go to Douglas County, and she even said in a few different interviews, she said, well, this is why I went to Douglas County, and she had little pieces of truth, right? And to her lies. And so it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, and so I don't doubt that she was in Douglas County the next night. But remember in my previous videos I said, well, yeah, because she went and picked him up again. No, I think the blood you mean on the car from previous abuse or the blood from the room, because I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to make this info snack a huge dinner. It's like a huge info buffet, info snack buffet. Hi, Kelly. I'm just doing an impromptu live after I did a premiere, and it was on the affidavit, just a chunk of it though. I didn't read all of it. I think all of you guys have read through it and heard many YouTubers, so I was like, well, let's do something different. Thank you, Catherine, so much. And I'm just going to double check your message because I missed it here. I hope you can find a way to have peace in your heart, Linda. We appreciate and need your videos. Yeah, you know what? This is very important to me. Like, you guys understand why I do the YouTube channel, and it's very important subjects and people and very important to me. But I also make sure I heal and take time for myself too, because, you know, I can't, if I'm not any good to anybody if I'm not good to myself, right? Kathy says, I'm so happy you came on tonight. You did a great job explaining the affidavit. Thank you. And that polygraph is everything. And that's why I think he didn't go home. Oh yeah, the assault story. I rolled my eyes so far back in my head I could see my background. And her stuffing, she stuffed Kleenex in her pants so they wouldn't take her DNA. And she had 4, 5, how many different stories? I am stumped by the pics she took of him in the AM. Yeah, she took pictures of him sleeping, so to speak. So it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're missing 1,000 pages of discovery. Wait till the discovery comes, you guys, and it's not going to be good. If we think this is shocker now, I think it's almost better in little increments, because it's going to be awful, awful, awful. No, she was stuffing tissues. She was at the police office at the station, and they were about to get a warrant to get her DNA, and she took, from what it says in the affidavit, she took tissues and stuffed it in her pants. Yeah, Eduardo. You mean Eduardo? When she says Eduardo, like, this girl. Oh, the tissues. At first I was like, what? But I think she may have used tissues or something, and then they were going to use it, so she stuffed them in her pants so they couldn't get it. Oh my gosh, if I had to go back, the tissues, it was about the section where they were talking about the her being at the station, and then her going into, she was having a panic attack, and then the ambulance took her to the hospital, and she was not responsive. I'm sorry, I'll tell you why I'm laughing. She was not responsive in the ambulance, and I talked to Mr. Linda, my hubby, because he's the medic, and I said to him, oh, you're gonna love this one, because he says a lot of times there's people totally fake whatever their illness is, and as soon as they get to the hospital, like miraculously, and that's what the detective actually used in the affidavit, was miraculously she was fine after. So Yeah, so Mr. Linda was like, oh, listen to this. You're going to love this. Yeah, so it's pretty funny, that one paragraph. And I can't even. Thank you. Thank you, Blanca. I love your name. I know, sorry if I'm okay, don't listen. Plug your ears, you guys. Which video do I watch first with this case? If you go to my playlist, I have it should be in order. So at the very bottom should be the oldest, and then you can watch from there. I don't think he came back. I don't think Gannon came back that afternoon. So I was shocked to see that likely he came back. The Google searches was very interesting. She used a lot of dots in it, didn't she? Looking for a single guy and expecting a Valentine's card from Landon. Okay, I'm going to do another video on the cars because it's important. But it's important to note in this affidavit, they talked about the cars and they talked about the Tiguan. They said there was blood at the end of the vehicle, and they did note that there wasn't blood in the trunk. That's what it said. So, Tecia, if you remember, said on was it Crime Online? I believe it was Crime Online. She's like, oh yeah, Gannon cut his foot, so he sat at the end of the car, and I gave him a bandage, and he was good to go after that, right? So I can see how it's the Tiguan there, but they said nothing in the trunk. So I don't know. Didn't her have shoes? Yeah, size 8.5 Nike shoes. They said they swabbed it. No, T will never, ever, ever admit to anything. She doesn't do anything wrong in her eyes, and she will never admit to anything. That's just the way she is. Yeah, so in the shoes, they said they swabbed the shoes. They found Tecia's DNA inside the shoes and Gannon's on the outside. If I'm remembering right, it's been a long day. This affidavit is public. And if you go in my video that I just did, my premiere tonight, underneath I have the link right to the documents. Do I believe Harley knew anything? Yeah, it's looking like she knows a little bit so far. I'm diving into that. The documents are right on the state of Colorado website, the courts. Yes, and good point, Harley was uncooperative as well. And there was a couple things that kind of made me go, what? It was some weird stuff. Yeah, in the affidavit, they talked about a brown suitcase. So for those of you who haven't read the whole thing, Tecia says that a guy named Eduardo, not Eduardo, Eduardo, she met him outside and he was working on constructions or something. I don't remember what it was. And he came over to fix the carpet and then he decided to sexually assault her. And it's just a bunch of whatever. And then she changed his name. She's like, no, it was a guy named Quincy Brown. And Quincy Brown happens to be on the most wanted in Colorado list. And yeah, Eduardo with the G. Like, And she says, well, yeah, as I'm being assaulted, like, I can see his business card fall on the ground. And meanwhile, they're catching her texting. Like, it's just ridiculous. Then she says that was all happening in the basement. And then she went up stairs to open the door for Lena and then went back down for more. Like, okay. I can't even, I haven't even, I've read it twice, okay, but I haven't dug in because, again, my eyes were rolled so far back in my head. And I meant to say this. Do you remember Jackie? I can't remember her last name now. I can't believe I can't remember her last name. She was always doing the press conferences. And somebody had asked her something about Tecia, and you could see like her just stop, and she just wanted to roll her eyes back too and tried so hard not to. Yeah, Jackie's awesome. Why can't I think of her last name right now? Yeah, that bugs me too, that they think he was still in the house on the 27th in the afternoon. That bugs me. Because, okay, she goes, she comes back. Now supposedly Gannon's with her. Where the heck is she putting him from the Monday to the Tuesday? Kirby, that's it, Jackie Kirby. Thank you, Jacqueline Kirby. That's it. Thank you so much. I can't believe I can't remember that. I mean, I've seen it so many times. And so that is just super strange, right? If we know the authorities came over, so why wouldn't they check the vehicles too? So I just don't know. Yeah, maybe she put him, yeah, because there was the suitcase which she made sure to talk about. She possibly did keep him at the airport. No, somebody was saying it was leaked, and then you can look today right on the site. I think somebody else said that it was supposed to be given on March 10th. But if you remember, I even said it. I can't remember if it was a live stream or a video after they did the court hearing, and they said they have no problems with the affidavit being given out. So, but that was 3 weeks. I think that was March 14th, wasn't it? So we're going on almost, I guess not even. Yeah, so maybe a little bit earlier, but we got it. Is it a fact if he died from a gunshot and stabbing and blunt force trauma? Well, now, I said it in the video tonight, but from my understanding where they got that is from Tom Griffin, who is the specialist in blood splatter and that kind of thing, and he said it's consistent with blunt force, gunshot, or stabbing. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I bet you there's tons. No coughing, we need you. I found her. Thank you, Melito. Now you're going to make me cough. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Covered. I don't want to hear me swallowing. Somebody said it's super annoying. I said, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she Googled, I'm a built-in babysitter for my husband's kids. Here, I'll pull it up. Some of the things she was asking. And I mean, I think she just gets mad, from my opinion, and then just starts typing things into her thing and enter. Yeah, where is it? Sorry, it's long. Oh yeah, here. Do you guys want to hear some of that? She says, I wonder if my husband's ex-wife is sending me a card since I raise her kids. I wonder if my husband's ex-wife is sending me a Valentine's card since I raise kids. I wonder if my husband's ex-wife is sending me a Valentine's card since I raise her kids. You did again. And it was like 1:51 p.m., 1:52 p.m. Why should my husband choose me over family? Find me a rich guy who wants me to take care of his kids. Find a guy who wants me to take care of his kids and get paid. Yeah, I'll here, you guys. I'll put it in the chat if you want this. There, you should get it. There you go. If you wanted to get it. Oh yeah, parents are those who put their kids before their nails, like just. And then she had some other ones. Find me a new husband book. I feel like I'm just a nanny, not a stepmom. Husband uses me to babysit his kids. Are there any free money to move away from bad situation? My husband never posts about me but does everything else. I mean, it just, find a new husband. It goes on and on. Okay, what my thoughts are on the 71-mile thing. I had to reread that a couple times because it seems like, I'll have to find it. I'm gonna have to find it. But it seems like there's two ways that you could read that. And something to note, there was no GPS on that Kia Rio. So you bet I'm going to be doing a video on that. Like it said 0. Yeah, see, it said that, yeah, exactly, Star Love, exactly. That 71 miles is her car, not the Kia Rio, but you have to read it a couple times because some people are taking it as that's the Kia Rio, but it's not. Miss Sarah C. says, thank you, Linda, for helping us to understand this devastating story. You're very intelligent. Stay safe and healthy, my dear. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm super weird healthy otherwise, except I've had a cough for like 10 days now. And that's it, just a cough, but it's weird. Yeah, reread it because the way they word it, at first you could get confused, but it is, they talk about her car first and the reason about the lease and the miles, and she only put 71, and then they talk that, so. I don't remember they're saying about the Ultima how many miles on it, but don't forget, that was, I guess they submitted it February 28th, but they only talked a little bit up until I think on the 31st that they did. I look pale? I'm not allowed to get evaluated because I don't have a fever. I already checked into it. I was being proactive and they said, too bad. Oh, thank you, Ashley K. Welcome aboard. Can you believe we hit 46,000 people today? That's amazing. Yeah, I'm not super pale. I'm olive skinned. She made so many stories up. Like, you would think she would get an Oscar, only, what's the other one? The Razzies? Razzies? Is that what it is? Frankie says, hi from Colorado. Yeah, worst screenwriting ever, Leticia Stauch. And I don't even want to use Stauch as her last name. More videos, more talking equals irritated throat. That's true. Because listen, Linda. Where was it? That's funny. You say it Calgary, then are you the person who's from Calgary? Does that mean you grew up in Calgary, right? Usually the ones who grew up in Calgary say Calgary. Okay, why, okay, what you guys are saying about the tissues. She put tissues in her pants because the authorities wanted to get DNA from her, and she grabbed it and stuffed it in her pants, and then said she couldn't breathe and she was having a panic attack. And then they decided to take her to the hospital, and it's ridiculous. Thanks, Sandra and Steve. From El Paso, Texas. Yeah, her stories, are you kidding me? Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think he came home that afternoon, or do you guys think he didn't? I'm curious. They did mention that he was, she got food and drink, even though she said not. Yeah, did not. I don't think he did. And the reason I say that, if you didn't watch my last video, is that polygraph, the fake polygraph. I'm just surprised that they submitted that. What about the food and drink? In Tecia's interview with her back of her head, she was saying that her rights were being violated, blah, blah, blah. They didn't give her anything to eat, to drink, but it was stated right in the affidavit that she was offered water and she was offered food. Yeah, I don't think he did. Hi, Liberty. Yeah, we do need more info. Absolutely right. I was just taking that little chunk about that and then doing it in a video. So what would be something you guys would like me to do in my next video based on that affidavit? What do you want me to dive into? I think the blood maybe could have been from earlier, right? Because we did see him sluggish, and so did Roderick. I'm just wondering why they think in the afternoon rather than why not earlier. Yeah, I think maybe the cars too. I think because of the blood too is that they had so much of it I mean, they're experts, right? They knew the splatter. They saw stuff underneath the electrical outlets. They saw, I mean, obviously his, what do you call it? His bedding was different and the mattress was soaked. Okay, I did the ADT earlier tonight. It doesn't necessarily mean there was 2 people in the house on that ADT. That's what's confusing me. Yeah, 50 droplets on the wall alone. Yes, there could. I mean, I'm not disputing that. There was so much. There was a pile. It soaked through the carpet. It soaked down to the concrete. There was a lot. Yeah, and then he was texting his dad. But okay, so they even said it's suspicious that she turned off her phone. If she wasn't up to anything and she was, she wasn't up to anything, why would she leave her phone at home and then return home with Gannon and then do something? That I don't understand. Yeah, why fake a receipt as well? Okay, that's another good point. This is what I don't understand. I think she still went out to Douglas County on that Tuesday. I'm like, and nothing about a GPS, nothing about knowing the location of the Nissan Frontier. Sorry, guys. Jason's in the house. The original guy who created Li2L. Leave it to Linda. I need this a little bit more over so it doesn't, I'm not looking so sideways. Yeah, things just, they don't make sense a little bit. And so I guess in the discovery, we're going to learn quite a bit. I think it's going to be a lot worse than what we think. Aw, thanks, Miss Sarah C. Thank you. Yeah, she went to Petco twice. And so I feel like my theory still stands that she went into Douglas County on that Monday, that 2 hours that she was missing. She even said later, she said, yeah, I went to Douglas County. Or so she even said she went to Castle Rock. The court date is April 14th. And let me just double check because it's April 14th. And then April 30th, there was one too. I don't know now if they're going to change it because of all this stuff going down. Let me just see. Let's take a minute here. And can you imagine, like, maybe if she had a little bit of gratitude, none of this would be going down. It's ridiculous. Bear with me. I need to have, like, elevator music while I'm looking. Court dates are being pushed. Let's just see, though, because I checked the other day and it still said April 14th. I'm just checking to see if that is. Let's see. Stauch. April 14th at 3 p.m. status conference for 1 hour, and then April 30th initial conference appearance. That's as of right now. So, yeah, everything is subject to change, absolutely. The divorce hearing was already, I think it was a week or two ago. Lauren G., very interesting thing that you said about, let's see if I can read it again. We know police do use disinformation. Do you think they are using disinformation to catch another person? I don't know. Oh, Scott Reich said it was pushed to June? Weird. They just have to update the docket then. Well, the affidavit that came out was up until the 28th. And remember, that was 2.5 weeks before Gannon was found. Okay, so today they might be updating. Okay, so for the next couple of days, we might find out then if it's actually pushed to June. That sucks. Well, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't suck. Oh, the judge got it. You and Scott should do a collab. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people say that. I would do it. Maybe I should ask him to come here or come on with me on mine rather than waiting, right? I think me and him would have very interesting conversations. I haven't been able to check out Scott's stuff in a while, though, because I've been so busy at this, and I haven't checked out a lot of YouTubers anymore because I've been so busy. Yeah, she lost her, yes. Okay, Mortgage Gal, good question. You said, I thought she lost her job on Friday, right? Why is she calling in on Monday? That's a good catch because I was looking at that too, and I thought, wait a minute. Why are you calling in or texting in saying that you couldn't come into work because Gannon was there and because you made the excuse that your stepfather died or got hit by a car or something ridiculous? And then I was like, wait a minute. She didn't have a job on Monday. In fact, she didn't have a job on Friday. Because they said by Friday, it was like, no, you lied on your thing, on your application. Yeah, she was a teacher's assistant. I think that was the job title. And she started on the Wednesday before Gannon went missing. And by Friday, they said, there's inconsistencies in your application. Yeah, thanks, Elizabeth. I try my best to catch up and keep up to speed. Sometimes you have to deep dive and really dive in and understand what they're saying and what's going on and piecing all these things together and the timelines, right? No, Scott Reich is a defense attorney and he has his own channel, but he changed it to Crime Talk officially, I think, rather than Scott Reich, or however it was. Quick recap. Oh, we're just hanging out talking about the Gannon Stauch case. I did do a video earlier and I premiered it, and then I did an impromptu, hey, let's chat and talk about it without any planning, just hopped on. It's Friday night and we're all hanging out together. Yeah, her daughter picked her up from the airport after she. There is some things in there too that I'm going to do a video about because I'm shaking my head. Yeah, she is horrible and despicable. Absolutely. I know, I forgot it was Friday too. People are like, thanks so much for joining us on a Friday. And I'm thinking, it's Friday? You can't get a great job here in Australia if you have a criminal history. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are saying, I'm not in the States, so I'm not sure. But they're saying, if you're a teacher, how did you get a job with that? And maybe that's why she lied and got hired. And then they said, no, I don't know. Yep, Jason. That's funny. Good use of emojis on there. Okay, another drink. Don't listen to the microphone. Harley turns 18 on May 1st, I believe it was, that I saw in the affidavit. May 1st? Something like that. No, I'm not going to slurp it. Oh, the stories that come from this girl is ridiculous. Just she had 4 stories alone to tell Al. And yeah, no, I'm not going to do ASMR. Have I been using a lot of cleaners? No, you mean because why I'm breathing like that? I don't know. I got a cough and I got it a while ago and it's still here. And I don't know what it is. And I phoned the number that I needed to phone and they said they can't do anything for me because I don't have a fever and I don't have anything else. So I don't know if it's allergies. I don't really have allergies other than gluten. It's different though, you guys, for allergy. Like this feels like somebody's sitting on my chest. I'm having a hard time breathing actually, but I'm, pretending it's nothing. I am like the queen of natural remedies. So actually, I tried something yesterday, which actually worked pretty good. I should do that before bed tonight. And it was a turmeric shot. You make it with turmeric and what else did I have in there? Ginger, garlic, orange juice, and down the hatch. It was great. How long have I been on? 44 minutes for live, and I just did a premiere earlier than this. I know it's the some symptoms, but can't do anything. I just have to stay home. But the good thing is Mr. Linda can stop by with like oxygen sat thing and like just put my finger on there and there's some perks. No fever. I don't have a fever. Oh, EMT 623 is in here. My hubby's a paramedic, and sometimes I don't know though. Sometimes I feel like I could be having a heart attack, and he'd be like, Not severe enough. I'm glad you like my background. Thank you so much. Canada is on lockdown too. We're all staying home. We saw at the parks there's, what do you call it? Like crime scene tape. And the poor kids are like, what? Yeah, see? How much does Harley know? I do take raw honey. I love it. I just got hubby to go get me some more. I am in Canada, yes. Well, I think I've had this cough for like 10 days now. I don't know what the heck's going on. No, the blue heart for the pillow, I think it was you that we were talking about it before, right? I've been looking for one, and there's one on Amazon that I would love, but you go to order anything on Amazon right now, and it's like, sorry, we're not sending you that right now to Canada. I do have kids. I have two. This is still live. I'm right here. We live 2 hours from the Springs, and that's where BFF lives. Yeah. Colorado looks beautiful. Actually, Colorado looks a lot like Alberta. Yeah, Harley said to her mom, yeah, remember that in the interview? Well, what do you want me to say? Yes? No Jägermeister. Gross. Buckley's, though. Buckley's is gross and good. Did I do? Yeah, I did talk a little bit about the Google searches. That fake polygraph test really bothers me. The questions she asked was, do you intend to answer these questions regarding your stepson truthfully? Yes. Is your birthday August 4th, 1983? Yes. Did you participate in any way in causing harm to your stepson? No. Did your stepson return with you to your home? Yes. Did you participate in any way in causing the death of your stepson? No. And in my video earlier tonight, I did the opposite, right, of it. I said, that was what these are the questions she sent to fakepolygraph.com because she wanted the opposite of what is truth. So when she says, do you intend to answer these questions regarding your stepson truthfully, she had to submit that to fakepolygraph.com because she would have said no, or she knew the answer was no, right? And did you participate in any way in causing harm to your stepson? No. Well, she would have said it was because the answer is yes, right? The answer is yes. Did your stepson return with you to your home? On fakepolygraph.com, she says yes, but the answer is no. So did your stepson return with you to your home? It's no. So why are they saying that they believe she actually went? I don't know. That bothers me. And the last one, did you participate in any way in causing the death of your stepson? No, because the answer is yes. So I don't know, because obviously the detective's saying they believe so. We just must not know what they do. But that one line in the polygraph really, really, really bugs me. Thanks, Wendy. How can she do a fake test? Well, apparently you can go to fakepolygraph.com. You can pay some money and you can get that. However, she didn't get it done because they said no, because of the questions you are wanting us to do, we're not going to do it. So let me just see here. How much does that puppy cost? She does tell on herself quite a lot. That's funny. It says 100% money back guarantee, and they told her she can get her money back. Wow, $60 US. That's it. Or a $300 fake test one. It replicates the booking process of a real polygraph examination. We send a series of emails setting up the examination, collect the same payment as a real polygraph exam, send a link to complete our company-branded terms and conditions and medical questionnaire, send you an email confirming the examination and full address details, send you a secret what happened on the day email, and finally send your polygraph report 2 hours from the examination end to replicate the timeline of a real examination. We can even speak with your partner on the phone or by email before the exam to answer any questions they have or to confirm the questions they want the examiner to ask. All emails, documentation, and phone calls originate from our real polygraph company. The payment on your card bank statement shows the real polygraph company name. Look at that. Shortly after submitting your order, our real polygraph company will send you an email thanking you for your earlier phone inquiry and confirming the examiner's availability on your selected date and time. Once payment has been made, you will receive an email from our real polygraph company thanking you for your earlier phone inquiry, confirming our examiner's availability. If you have asked us to contact your partner, we will ask for their contact details on this email. So I'm guessing it's a lot of people who need their partners to be checked out and whatnot, but she had something serious and then yeah, Crystal, that's a good point, but I don't know. Maybe they did, you know? Let's just check here. Julie, ask and Doc Ed will send antibiotics. Oh, maybe I might need that because I don't know, is something going on? It's not going away. And thank you, because maybe I might, Doc, yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried about it. Yeah, the links people will go to cover these up. This girl, like, right? I said, look, she is a distancer and she's going to be spreading the crime scene everywhere. Didn't I say that? And she did. She did. Pamela says, get some cough lozenges, Linda. I'm in lockdown in Sacramento, California. I think that's where you mean. I need you to survive this. You're just the best. Hugs. Thank you so much. I'm doing my best to be healthy. I eat healthy like crazy. I mean, I eat nothing fun. I shouldn't say that because I like the food I eat, but why did she buy baby oil and bubble gum and baby lotion and the cotton rounds is what she bought? But the detective said, I don't think that's related. But I'm wondering if she used the baby oil on something because, you know, sometimes you get those fake tattoos or whatever for kids and then you use baby oil to take it off, you know, but I don't know. Gargling is a lost art. So is neti pot. Neti pot's great. I can't see my MD. That's the thing. They won't. It's so silly. You got to call an 811 number. You call them, and then they say, do you have a fever? And you're like, no. Are you sneezing? No. Like this? No. Just coughing, and I feel like somebody's sitting on my chest. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but not bad enough. Do you have any? Are you a paramedic? No, but my husband is. But he's not on. He's on light duties right now because he was in a really bad accident a month ago, two months ago, I guess, almost now. And he's had to been on light duties. So It's ridiculous. Yeah, except, sorry. Sometimes it's not always good if your husband is a medic. That's all I say. Watch your temp. If it goes up, we treat all for free, especially for... No, it's not illegal. Yeah, no fever. Like, I actually, if anything, I have lower temperature than the average bear. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide does too, but they didn't buy that. No, if I'm having troubles breathing, they said unless it's severe, like, what are you going to do? Actually, this is what the girl said, okay? This is what the girl said. She said, well, you don't really need any kind of diagnosis, really. I mean, you just got to stay home and ride it out. And if you can't breathe, then you're going to have to come in. Okay, then. What do I eat? I actually went vegan a couple months ago. And I did have fish a couple times, so not completely vegan. But I love it. Weirdly enough, I actually love it. Yep, that's what they said. As long as you stay home and you're okay, then you just stay home. Oh, gluten-free recipes? Yeah, I have a few. I've been gluten-free for 14 years now because I got really, really sick. And my family they don't even know. Like, they know, but they don't even realize it's gluten-free. Like, they're okay. They're fine by it. Because I'm not going to cook 7,000 meals for the family. I can't eat crescent rolls because they have gluten. Yeah, there's never going to be accurate numbers on this crisis because you can't get tested unless you have a fever up here. It was stated in the affidavit the basement smelled like coconut. Yes, that's because she said yes. In fact, it was even stated that Tecia's basement smelled good, like coconut. Oh, really? A 20-year-old died in Edmonton today. Really? That's scary. Yeah, gluten-free food has been improved. I mean, I don't eat bread anyways. Sometimes I do, but loaf of breads are $8. $8 a loaf. No, I've been vegan for 4. This would be the 4th month. So yeah, $8 a loaf of bread. I'm not even joking. And a bag of pierogies, like gluten-free pierogies, this big is $10. And like bagels, it's like $7. Oh, do I think the Google searches are memes? That's a really good question. I don't know if her searches were memes or not, but I mean, that could be. Maybe she was just angry and she wanted to do a Valentine's Day meme. I mean, she was going off on, I think it was like every minute, just Tecia was doing this and that. Let me see. So they, in the affidavit, they did it from the Google search. They did it from January 25th, and they had it to the 28th. And she started off the search with find real military singles. And parenting should be 4 people, not 1. I'm overdoing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help. I mean, it just goes on. And it's in the afternoon and in a good chunk. Then she takes a break. An hour and a half later, she says, why should my husband choose me over family? Then she takes another break. Then at 8 p.m. at night, find a guy who wants me to take care of his kids and get paid. Yeah. Then that one chunk on the 27th, well, it would be the 26th night, and then it turned into midnight, obviously. But it says, my son burned the carpet. How do I fix it? And that matches up, unless that was planted, but that was matching up with her carpet video, right? Did you think Gannon's dad wanted a divorce? I mean, very possibly they had their 5th anniversary at the end. It was in January. It was their 5th anniversary. But things here, I mean, you can see things might not have been going so good, right? Yeah, she looks like she was losing a lot of things. I think she got fed up of taking care of the kids and not getting paid for it. And maybe her and Gannon just didn't get along. I mean, maybe they butted heads. And she was looking for a 2-bedroom in Florida. She was looking for jobs in Pensacola Beach, it said. Where else? I'm using my memory. There's a lot of pages to go through. Miami and Los Angeles was one of them, and something else. So she was looking for a 2-bedroom. She was looking for, so I mean, thank you, Angie, from Virginia. Thank you. Pensacola and Fort Lauderdale. Do you remember what number that is? I'm trying to find it. He wanted to get out of LA to become a reality star influencer, probably. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find it. Do I think Lena could be next? I don't know. Maybe she got along better with her. Maybe Lena listened to her better, so to speak. I don't know. And the thing is Gannon was 11. You know, he's becoming his own. He had his own thoughts, and maybe she didn't like it. And maybe she was jealous because, I mean, Gannon's mom too, right? And had that close bond. Who knows? Yesenia says, Linda, missed you, been working, so shout me out. I tried. I hope I said your name right. Yeah, Pensacola was in one of them that she was trying to find. He was in his suitcase, yes. Poor Gannon. I am still trying to find it. It is a nightmare. Okay. Oh, well, there's a lot to scroll, hey? Somebody said that her brother lives in Pensacola. I don't know for sure, but some people have been saying that. Come on, where is it? I think that was in and around the February mark. They were saying that in a phone call. Still going. Oh, here it is. It says, between the dates of January 25th to January 28th, 2020, Leticia viewed websites associated with searching for a job in states other than Colorado, such as Los Angeles, California, Orlando, Florida, Pensacola Beach, Florida, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Leticia also viewed apartments and 2-bedroom rental properties in Florida. Additionally, she visited a moving cost calculator website. And don't forget too that she applied for Frontier Airlines the month before in January to be a flight attendant. And she was looking at Denver and Miami. So Gannon's body was found in Pensacola, Florida, like 1,400 miles away almost. Yes, and Jessica says she seemed to know the area where she dropped the body off. A lot of people who live in Pensacola were saying that where he was is more like where the locals would know, rather than somebody who didn't know the roads. I think they checked right away for Tecia and her shenanigans, and they knew right in the beginning that something was going on. Because remember, you saw the crime scene lab. How many times was it? 5 or 6 times went back to his house. Oh, Moncton, New Brunswick. Welcome, Canadian. Yes, I did mention. Tara says all of the activity ADT reported going up and down the stairs like 10 times. I said that in my video tonight earlier. If you see, I did one as a premiere, and up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, opening the door, back down the stairs. That's, I think, when she was cleaning it. And Ontario, Canada. That's awesome. Scott said there's another updated affidavit. Let's take a look. Where did I have that? I didn't know about an updated, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Let's just see. Anybody know? Let's see. Today is April 3rd, right? There's a few different updates there, so I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is if there was enough, like, the blood loss was from, I mean, there's a lot of blood loss, but not enough for him to die just yet. I don't know. Found it. I don't see anything on April 4th. Oh, no, I don't. It's only the 3rd. First off, you're the best. My question, do you think she is leaning on using the poor me, used me, crime of passion, jealousy? It's always poor Tecia. She never did anything. When Gannon was a runaway, she didn't know where he was because Al took care of the names and Al knew of the places and Al did this and Al did that, right? So she's never going to fess up to anything. Yeah, I heard about that biker convention actually in February. Penny says, I'm so scared there's not enough to convict her. I think there's going to be a lot. Super chat not working. I don't know how I would even fix that. Maybe they demonetize because of what we're talking about. I don't know. Yeah, she's not getting away with this. I have full faith in Michael Allen. I believe he is going to nail her to the wall. Like, the suitcase is brown, apparently, only because she described it as brown. I do not have Patreon, but I am going to be doing memberships soon. I'm just holding off. I want to be mindful of people's situation right now. I do have PayPal I just set up, and it's paypal.me/itsacrimeyt. Let me just, somebody asked me to do that, and I'm behind the times sometimes. I'll just put it in the chat if you need it. Bear with me. I don't know if that'll work. Fireball Jen says this is not making sense. Yeah, the whole story is so crazy. I was up for 5 hours reading this. I read through the affidavit. It took me like an hour and a half, and then I read through again, and then I started picking it apart. The only social media I have for It's a Crime right now is Twitter, and I signed up for it, and I only have done a few things, but holy moly, to manage the YouTube channel and all the comments and then, it's kind of crazy. I don't think they're going to put her in Gen Pop. That's the problem. I'll find out my Twitter. I'll put it in there. Okay. Profile, I think that's where I'm. Oh. Okay, I'll show you what I'm really usually tech savvy, but I have never really been one to use Twitter, but I think it's really good to use, and that's my profile name. It wouldn't let me do It's a Crime. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, it worked. And Caitlin says, hey, Linda, love you from Alabama. Do you think Harley was involved more than we realize? I could see T forcing her to. You make a really good point, and thank you so much for the super chat. You make a really good point. I think from what I'm reading that Harley was involved in some way, whether she knew it or not. But she did refuse to say things to the investigators, so she's in a tough situation. I don't know. I am going to dig into it because there's one line in there that I'm going, wait a minute. So I will do that. Mother Pearl, thank you. There's a little rock on. No, okay, so you're saying paragraph 58, Kia Rio had logged only 71 miles. That's the way some people are reading it, but it's also read, let me just read. What number was that again? You said 58. Let's reread that together, shall we? Because there's two ways to read that, unfortunately. 58. It says, Leticia provided statements to her husband, Albert Stauch, that she was concerned about putting mileage on her Tiguan lease, which justified the vehicle rental. It is noted, however, that during the time of the Kia rental, Leticia only put about 71 miles on the vehicle, talking about the Tiguan, because they're saying about the mileage on the Tiguan lease, she was justifying the vehicle rental, but she only put 71 miles. That's the way I read it. Now, if you reread it differently, or if you reread it again, you can take it as that is the 71 miles on the rental. So, you know what I'm saying? It's confusing, isn't it? Funny that they kept her money on the fake polygraph test. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the 955, I mean, there's a budget receipt, right? But was it doctored? I don't know. Didn't say anything about the moving truck. It talked about a Nissan Altima. Exactly, the gas used doesn't add up. Exactly. This is the Twitter one, my username. I think maybe they'll have the receipts in, like, you know, obviously the discovery will be all kinds of stuff. And what were they saying? There was 107 warrants and over, was it over 1,000 pages? He said, I can't remember now. Yeah, the premiere, I know, right? And that's only one little section. One little section of how cray she is. Exactly, Yvette. The 71 miles, their meaning is the actual Tiguan. Yeah, if you guys go to my playlist, you can see I have, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many videos I have on the actual mileage on the rental. And I break it down and I take the receipt from the budget and I match it up and I do the theory and I show you. Yeah, her aunt rented the Ultima. That's correct. Why did the basement smell like coconut? I don't know. Maybe she had a, what do you call it? Air freshener or what else do you call it? Candle, which we was talking about the candle. My premiere was, let's just see if I can give you I'll give it to you, the link, so if you wanted to see it. That was, when did I do that? Why isn't it showing on my thingamajiggy? I did it 2 hours ago. There it is. I'll help you. Right here. Did T snap because of the rug, or was there abuse prior to this event? I'm going to guess that there's a little bit of something from before. I don't know where those bath salts come in. I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it over and over, but Penny, get it, girly. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, once I find out the truth, I just dig and dig and dig. She wouldn't need to pay for a fake polygraph if she has nothing to hide. Exactly. Leave it to Linda. Yeah, if you had nothing to hide, why are you setting up this fake polygraph? Because you needed them. You needed them. And you just told the truth in so many ways. The opposite of what you're submitting, we know, is what you did. That's why I feel like Gannon did not come home that afternoon. That's what's bothering me really bad. My thoughts on Harley, it looks like she's had to do a few things, but she might not have known. But she did refuse to talk to authorities in this affidavit, it said. Yeah, she wanted to show the Crime Online people, and there was a new Crime Online interview, and it said something about Tecia set up numerous times to show them the polygraph and couldn't, obviously because the guy said no, but she was making excuses that she couldn't. Yeah, it does sound like maybe Gannon was in the trunk of her car, but I mean, come on, if there's a missing kid and they're searching everywhere, why wouldn't they check the cars? I mean, I don't know. It's really weird. But maybe because it's not in depth like what we're going to see in the discovery, you know. No, she was trying to get I can't remember the date of, she was trying to get the fake polygraph. So the idea that they're saying about the gun, the knife, and the blunt object was from Tom Griffin, who is the blood splatter expert and crime scene expert, etc. And he was saying that the blood splatter is consistent with a gunshot wound, a blunt object, and a stabbing. So I think that's where all those things came into play with the sentence enhancers, was because of that. If that makes sense. Okay, where are we? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he was in the bed of the truck. Maybe. I don't know. The coconut was masked the odor. Yeah, like... She just gets more and more crazy by the day. Luna Girl says, I left a comment on your previous video. I've read the affidavit multiple times. There's GPS data. Tecia's Tiguan was missing for 48 hours in the time of a rental. Yeah, but I meant no GPS on the Nissan Frontier, on the truck. Yeah, carpet. She asked for carpet powder, 2 things of carpet powder, trash bags. Yeah, what is with that Google search for leather couch repair? That was the early morning, too, of the 27th, wasn't it? Her next court date might be changed, but as of what it says right there on tonight, it says April 14th at 3 p.m. What did she Google? She had all kinds of Google searches. I mean, they're all important, but one of them was about Gannon's switch, and they've never been able to find his switch as of this affidavit. Yeah, what was that thing that sprung up when T went over the curb? I don't know, but remember that? Do you think anyone was helping her move? Knows what happened to Gannon? If so, who do you think knows? I don't know. I think Tecia would keep a lot of that to herself. Nintendo Switch, it's a game console. But I don't know, maybe they did find it now, but as of the 28th, it says on this affidavit they didn't. Maybe that thing that bounced was a suitcase. Yeah, if you see my previous videos, I do slow it down and said maybe it is one once we found out that there was a suitcase involved. Maybe. That's why I'm wondering, why would she have it back in the back of the suitcase now if we were thinking that Gannon did come home, right? Linda, a lot of the details you pinpointed was correct, right on the money. Sometimes it was eerie. Why didn't they check the room for blood? This is interesting. In the affidavit, it said they checked the room and didn't see it. And then they came back. Yeah, Gannon is going to have funeral services, but they have to wait because of all this stuff that's going on with the virus. Yeah, they said no traces of blood in the red truck. That's correct. They said none. But maybe he did. I mean, do you think maybe that he was bandaged up maybe in the morning? And he was found sluggish and trying to walk, that he was bandaged up and that's why there's no blood? Yeah, and he initially was a runaway, absolutely. But I mean, I think they probably would have checked his room, but maybe not for that. So, I mean, she's a hider, so. Yeah, the photos did show that the bed was moved, absolutely. Yeah, the affidavit is public. I'll give you the link. Oops. There we go. Oh, did I give the whole thing? No, hang on. That's wrong. Here we go. This is better. It just didn't have part of the link. Yeah, I'm wondering if he was bandaged. Yeah, Eduardo, not Eduardo, Eduardo with a G, that she stated in her affidavit, that she said somebody's assaulted her. Her stories were absolutely ridiculous. Could you imagine Al listening to her? Michael Allen is going to get her. He is going to get her. And she was taken to the hospital when she was freaking out at the police station, and medics took her there, and then she ended up leaving. It's always everybody. Quincy Brown, she ends up changing this Eduardo's name to Quincy Brown and says that, there's 4 stories, actually, what she says. But he is most wanted in Colorado. And she sees his face and then tells the cops, changes her story again, says, no, his name's actually Quincy Brown. And then she talks about him laying down on the roadway in Douglas County, and she had to get out. And then she got out, and then he took her back to her place and then did something. It's ridiculous. Corey MF says, Linda, you are amazing. Please keep doing what you're doing. I love your calm mind, yet human soul. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. The switch has not been found according to the affidavit, but maybe it has now. I don't know. Diana says, thank you for sharing your big heart and passionate investigations with us. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. Really, 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 really great community. I'm super, super happy. You guys are all hanging out on Friday night. I didn't know it was Fridays. Like, every day's Friday. Yeah, she changed the name. It was Eduardo, And then, like, I'm sorry, you can't even make this up. She's so crazy. Yeah, she went, it's Colorado Most Wanted for this guy. Let me just see if I can pull him up. So I guess maybe she, and I gotta tell you guys this. Apparently he's in the house and he asks her for a suitcase, a brown suitcase. So Tecia gives him a brown suitcase and a cardboard box. What? Yeah, so this guy is on his the most wanted list. He's an an offender, a registered offender. I don't want to say the full word just in case. And he's also wanted on drug charges. I don't know who the dude was helping her move. Good question. Zanny Eduardo. Yeah, so she changed the name of the guy, and I mean, you guys, it just keeps going on. Imagine, like, I'm watching this, I'm reading this last night, and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Then keep reading, and then you're just like eyes on the back of your head because it's ridiculous. Let's see if I can pull more stuff on here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a whole series on this affidavit. I have to because I gotta rip it apart, right? Yeah, Eduardo's not a real name. Like, she didn't say Eduardo, she said Eduardo, like E.G. She has 2 murder charges, this girl. Yeah, Eduardo. Yeah, I'm doing a series, you guys. I've already done tonight about Gannon coming home, and then I'm going to do a whole bunch. Please recap. Christy, nice to see you. Recap. I'm just doing an impromptu live. I did a video earlier tonight on part of the affidavit. Especially, I extracted the part that they believe that Gannon likely came home. And so now after this, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go and hang out with these guys and have a little chit chat. I will dissect the affidavit. Zanny Eduardo. You guys are making me laugh. Lisa, nice to see you. I think he lost all that blood in the house, then she taken him out that day to finish the job and shoot him as no neighbors report of gunshots. I feel like she took him to Douglas County and needed to do what she needed to do, but I don't know. And let me see if you guys, I can find this, because it's ridiculous. And there's so many parts to this, right? Like, there's a part for the car, and then a part for, Gannon coming home, and a part for Eduardo, and then a part for Quincy Brown. And yes, the blood in the room was spattered. I don't know about what they found in the suitcase other than him. Like, I don't know if he was dressed or what happened. We're not going to know that, I don't think, for a while. Saw the house on Zillow was renting for $2,000 a month. Seems a bit too soon for that. Saw that today too. Somebody was talking about that. Quincy Brown is a guy who's wanted in Colorado, and Tecia decides to change the name from Eduardo to Quincy Brown because he's been wanted, so therefore it's going to be more believable in her eyes, right? Okay, I gotta read that. This is funny. I can't even... Shelly, where are you here? I missed it. We're going to have an Eduardo Easter hunt. The girl can't even get that right. Like, could you imagine being the investigator and just looking at her like, yeah, I rolled my, yeah, you just roll your eyes so far back. Like, I can see my background. See if I can find you guys this because it's ridiculous. And you can see when Jackie Kirby was being interviewed and they talked a little bit, as soon as Tecia's name came up, her face is just like, don't even get me started. Oh yeah, so Leticia drastically departed from her initial statements given to EPSO deputies regarding the report of Gannon's disappearance. In summary, Leticia said she had been held at gunpoint and assaulted by a Hispanic male she knew as Eduardo, and that Gannon was abducted by that male after he finished doing what he did to Tecia. The interviewing detectives believed her statements were false based on prior experience investigating these types of cases. And just so you know, this was 2 days later after Gannon went missing that she decided to talk about this. They're like, okay, well, you can go to the hospital and get checked. And, you know, just... It's ridiculous. And she even said that she met him having to do with the carpet or something. I swear I'm going to have this memorized like in 2 days at this point. Leticia refused to cooperate when given the opportunity to provide investigators with evidence that would possibly identify Eduardo. Leticia said that she met Eduardo on January, I can't even say his name, it's so funny. On January 26th, I don't think there's anybody named Eduardo. This is why I'm laughing, because it would be Eduardo, right? On January 26, 2020, the day prior to Gannon's murder, she generally described a Hispanic male with brown hair and brown eyes, but could not provide any specific identifying information. In summary, she told investigators that Gannon had knocked over a candle on Sunday, causing the carpet to burn. After the incident, she drove around the neighborhood where residential construction was taking place. She met Eduardo, who was working on a house, and asked if he would repair the carpet in her home. Eduardo agreed, and Leticia provided him the garage door code, and they agree he would repair the carpet while she was shopping the next day. Okay, so you're gonna give some stranger that you've never met and come over to repair the carpet, so okay, maybe because he's in construction, but then you're gonna give him your garage door code, right? To come into your house. Here, have the door code. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. See, are you guys' eyes rolling? I can probably see your eyes roll back from here, from Canada. Ridiculous. Let's see what else I can find, little info snacks for you. Hi to those who are just joining me. We're hanging out on a Friday night. They said in one of the cars, it was the Tiguan. No, it was the Kia Rio. It was the Kia Rio, and they said they did DNA samples in it, and they said there was another male's DNA, but they're thinking that it was from somebody before who rented the vehicle. But that vehicle was started at 5 miles. There's a whole other video coming. No need to stress with life. No stressing. It's stressful, but it's, like breathe, breathe, breathe. When did she ask Harley to get cleaning supplies? On Monday afternoon. Harley gets home from work at 4:42 p.m. and Harley and Lena go to the dollar store and get cleaning supplies. There was no burn or mention of carpet. I just read the burn out a second ago. I just read it. Oh, I'm glad you love the background. Here is in number 92, it talks about the burn. It says, in summary, she told investigators that Gannon had knocked over a candle on Sunday, causing the carpet to burn. After the incident, she drove around the neighborhood where residential construction was taking place, and that's when she met Eduardo. Yeah, I think her accidental video that came out was just ridiculous. Do I think Tecia is suffering from mental illness to get her to do this? I think Ticia's suffering from Tecia. Yeah, can you imagine? She does this, Tecia does this, and then she sends her daughter to go get supplies to clean it up. Right? Ticia's suffering from Tecia. The ransom, there was a supposed ransom, and they said that it was somebody trying to scam. But my ears perked up on that. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Lena and Harley went to the dollar store. Yeah, they do think they're brilliant, don't they? She thought she was so smart when she was doing that Spencer Wilson video. It's like, yeah, I'm going to turn around. Nobody's ever going to know. And I have to travel to Florida, so I better turn around so people don't recognize me. See where I can find this. Because they said something about a ransom, and they believe it was from several IPs. I couldn't get from who it was. I think she went to Petco twice so she could be on camera so that she can have an alibi. I still believe that she went to Petco, then she went to Douglas County, and she came back. Yeah, it sounds like Zanny. Somebody said Eduardo Zanny. Didn't you say that? Something like that? Linda, do you know when T put her VW in the garage? That day she told Harley, no, the next morning she told Harley, I believe it was. I got to double check. What surprised me most on the affidavit? Honestly, this little piece about how they think he showed up in the afternoon. And the fact that the polygraph shows that she needed to have a fake polygraph with the sentence that Gannon came home with her that day and she wanted yes to be on there. That's the biggest surprise. The other stuff, I mean, it's a surprise because her stories just get crazier, but it didn't surprise me either because I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad. But the thing that shocked me the most, because I've been saying this since the beginning, like I think she's just going to lie and lie and lie and scatter the crime scene, scatters evidence, you know. But Luna Girl says, I've spent all day tearing the affidavit apart with my law background. I would love to chat with you. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you, too. I spent all day and last night ripping it apart, too, and I just like, oh, my goodness. I have to cluster them, you know. Group them. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Let's just talk about Gannon coming home. I'll take that and I'll put that into a video. And then I want to talk about this and I'll put that into a video, you know? Yeah, I'm not surprised that she paid for a fake polygraph. I'm surprised at the sentence in there and how they deduced that he was likely at home. I was like, no. But Julie, good night, Linda. Got to check. Okay. Good night, Julie. Oh yeah, I gotta copy your email. I was gonna do that earlier. Glad you guys can hang out tonight. This is awesome. We have almost 1,000 people hanging out. Hello. Little does anybody know that an undercover cop runs the fake polygraph just for these cases. It's awesome. That's awesome. Because that's what it said too. It's like they said, no, we can't do that. And she's like, so you're just going to take my money? And they're like, yep, pretty much. Okay then, bye, thank you. She says, bye. Oh, there's your manners. Yes, vinegar and baking soda cleans lots of stuff, doesn't it? I'm also shocked, maybe not shocked, but disappointed. I'm disappointed that they didn't have the GPS tracking on that Kia Rio. I'm really disappointed. Do you think she dumped him and was still alive, went back and got him after the cops and finished the job? Quite possibly. I think she dumped him on the first day. I don't think she came home with him. I think she went to Douglas County and then the next day she went back to get him. Sorry for the coffin. Yeah, I think she went back to move it. Move him. I think so too. And the Kia had mud caked under it. Yes, remember in my video I said where I thought she went and I thought that'd be pretty dusty or something, and then they talked about the mud today. I was like, oh, maybe. I just really don't think he came home. I'm just shocked that they would have that. Maybe I'm missing something. Or maybe there's a reason why they needed to put that in there like that. Oh, what's the theory on how she got Gannon to Florida? I have a video on that. How I believe she took him down there. And I was hoping for more info snacks for me to do that. For me to go in more, dive into that video. But do the police watch your videos? Maybe you could help them. I don't know. I bet they do watch social media. I'm sure they would watch some people. I do have people email me who are ex-military, ex-police officers, that kind of thing, and they talk to me a little bit about my work or my videos, I guess you could say. Maybe one day I could help out. Or maybe it has helped. I hope it would help. I hope something would help from my videos. Now the downfall for me is I don't get all the info, right? They have all the info. I just get what I can get on documents or that kind of thing, and I do what I can. Thanks, Maureen. Welcome to the first night of chatting on a Friday night. With lockdown, I've got nowhere better to be, although I'd probably be spending my Friday night right here online. I'm a 26-year-old Nana. Leave it to Linda. 1,000 people. Welcome, you guys. Hope you're having fun tonight. Hopefully it's a little bit different than Groundhog Day, same thing day in, day out. Hopefully you guys are getting a little fresh air if you can. I'm on day 10. Day 10, staying home. Massachusetts. The cool thing is I'm learning quite a bit about the states by covering all these cases. I learned that Kansas, Salina is not Selena, it's Salina. I learned that. Yeah, I love the Groundhog Day movie too, but you know how it's like Groundhog Day over and over and over again. Could all that extra movement they think was Gannon at home have been an accomplice helping her clean up? Well, I mean, maybe. But when I looked at that ADT thing, it's very much like running down the stairs, running up down the stairs, going out the door, coming back in, running down the stairs, going back up. Your aunt lives very close to Salina, Kansas. You know, I've mentioned this before, but there's a YouTube video. I think it was YouTube or maybe it was Facebook. And they did a bunch of people trying to pronounce names in Kansas. And they show the word, and you read the word, and it's nothing like how you say it. Nothing. And I'm pretty nerdy. I can pronounce quite a few things. And yeah, no, I read that. I was like, that's not how you get that. Sorry, a little coffee cough. Doing my best not to cough, but you know, it's happening. Do I get more Americans in general? Yeah, predominantly my viewers are Americans, absolutely. And to be honest, there's way more cases in the United States than there is in Canada. Tonganoxie? Or how do you say that one? Watching from Missouri. Now, do you say Missouri or Missouri? I want to know. And Australians, yay! A lot of people from the UK too, but predominantly from the States. Eduardo's not a real name from my understanding. Apparently it is to Tecia, temporarily. Missouri? Yeah, Missouri. But I hear some people say Missouri. Leticia was looking at apartments. Yes, she was. Ireland's in there too. That's awesome. We have the FBI Academy right down the road. That's cool. Hi from Colorado Air Force veteran. Thank you for being here. Leduc, Alberta. Holy moly. That's a little guy. I know where that is. From England, Pueblo, Colorado. Yeah, Eduardo with an ED. Yeah, but she says Eduardo with just a G. Eduardo. From Pensacola. What was about the polygraph? When was the fake polygraph done? Before or after Gannon was found? Before. Calgary, Alberta. Woot woot. From Canada. Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I'd like to go there. Sorensen's in Alberta. No, I don't. Alberta's quite big. I think the Kia was a distraction. I believe that they redacted key evidence about her aunt's rental and Harley's Jetta's key and the missing VW Tiguan. I saw that the aunt rented the vehicle, which is interesting. Yeah, Eduardo asked for a suitcase, so she gave him a suitcase and a cardboard box. What? Seattle, Nebraska, Colorado Springs, Wyoming. Wow, everybody's from everywhere. East Tennessee. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's amazing, you guys. It is so cool how we can connect. Isn't that cool? Could you imagine we're all in hiding and we couldn't talk to each other or anything? That's when you go a little bit loopy, I think. At least we get to chat, right? It'd be fun to do a Zoom call. Everybody just chat. Hang out like one big party. Cyprus. This is awesome, you guys. Miriam says, come to Colorado so we can both look for Eduardo. He's on a rooftop. And we just have to give him the garage code and he'll go fix the carpet. I mean, Southern Illinois. Ligardo. You have to make light sometimes, you know, because this is ridiculous. Harley, when is Harley 18? Harley is 18 in May. May 1st, I think it is. Thank you, Angie Lee. Okay, do you guys say roof or roof? Roof or roof? Rooftop. Lansing, Michigan, Houston, Texas. Roof. Oof. Yeah, roof. Where is it that they say rough? Milk or milk? Milk. It's not milk, it's milk. About. I've been watching you all night, just haven't said anything. Love you, Linda. Hope everyone here is staying happy and healthy. Much love to you all. Thanks, Jen. Glad to have you start chatting. 965 of us on. Linda, my dog lives when I watch, what? He lives when I watch you. Oh, loves when I watch you. I stop everything and he jumps on my lap. He's like, please go watch Linda. Eduardo is a man of mystery. Yes. Yes, Tecia, describe what he looks like to us, please. Deep dive part 2. Well, you know what? Oh my gosh, it's almost midnight? What? Wow. We've been talking for 2 hours. This is crazy. I mean, it totally flies. I'll probably in the morning wake up and dive in and try and get a second part of the video going. I'll see what I need to, or what I feel like diving into. And then I'll break it apart again and put it up. So probably tomorrow, you guys will get another one. If not, Monday. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow, if I need a day off or not. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for being with me. I mean, wow, we've been chatting for over 2 hours. It does not feel like it at all. You guys are all still up. What are you going to do? You guys go sleep. Get beauty rest. Yeah, there's been some chat about that happening to Gannon if he was assaulted too, but I don't know. Elle, thank you so much. #1 fan, thank you. Victoria, Australia. Love you, Linda, and it's a crime family. Shout out to Mr. Linda. Leave it to Linda. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, Eduardo will lay on the road to help a girl out. Can you imagine that? She said he laid on the road. I gotta find that. That's another ridiculous lie. You guys are super supportive. I really, really appreciate you. Really, really do. And can you imagine 46,000 people? That is crazy. What kind of stadium would we be in there, that many people? Like, it's amazing. Adrian says Eduardo is kind of chubby. You know, you want to know something funny? That's funny you said about egg. Because I was thinking, man, putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. I was thinking about putting these pieces on the affidavit, and then I started laughing because it was like Eduardo, Humpty Dumpty. Vicky says, Georgia nurse here. I look forward to seeing your videos. Thank you. Vicky, take care. I hope you're being safe. My hubby is a medic, but he doesn't have to be in front of patients because he's been on light duties for a while. He got into a bad accident with the ambulance. And so he's had to have time off. So Mr. Linda is on light duty, so he doesn't have to be around so many people. So it's kind of scary when you're in the front line like that. Poor Gannon, he didn't deserve any of this, and we really hope she rots in jail. I think she's going to. Humpty Dumpty Eduardo's just having me bust up and can't stop laughing, right? Like, because the affidavit's everywhere and you're trying to piece it together. I was actually going to print it off and then cut the pieces and then put them together. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I thought, that's what I was thinking. This is like putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. And then I saw Eduardo and you can't help but laugh. Like, yeah, she went to some random site and said, hey, like, can you come fix my carpet? This is what she's saying. And then he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And she goes, oh, here's my garage code. So you can just come in and, okay. What is her situation in prison at the moment? I don't know. Oh, yeah, paragraph 162. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're a gift. Okay, 162. Let's read this because it doesn't get more ridiculous than this. Or does it? If you think the affidavit's like this, can you imagine the rest? Okay. Where was that? Okay, story number 3. Because it literally says story number 1, story number 2, story number 3, story number 4. Leticia and Gannon were near County Line Road. Oh, no, sorry, wrong one. Quincy Brown followed her from Petco and at some point was laying in the middle of the road in front of her car. When Leticia stopped to avoid running the man over, he jumped into her car and made her take him home and then assaulted her. For real. So that was now Quincy Brown, not Eduardo. And these are the conversations with Al. And they had it was recorded. And you just can't, I mean, it's so ridiculous. The other one was story number 4. Leticia and Gannon were near County Line Road and Highway 105 in northern El Paso County on January 27th. See, that's the day she said she was in there. Gannon was riding a bicycle in that area and fell off, hit his head, and was then abducted by Quincy Brown. In this version of events, Quincy Brown was driven by a man named Terrence. Yeah, right? Ridiculous. That was only 2 of the stories. I mean, and the thing is, Kate, think of this for a minute. Close your eyes for a minute and think about Tecia. And think about her saying this to the investigators. And in this description, as she's describing them, she's straight-faced telling them like this is truth. That's how messed up it is. She's literally looking at them going, listen, this is how it is. And this happened. And I mean, how does she not be like, oh shoot, I just was talking about Eduardo. Now I'm talking about Quincy. And wait a minute, I was in the home, but now I'm in El Paso County. Adrian says, oh, sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. This is funny. Oh, so now Eduardo is a carjacker too. Well, his name's now Quincy Brown. But maybe, okay, maybe she's not so dumb in this area because she could be just saying, look, if I give as many stories as possible, they're not going to know where to look, right? So in a way, it's kind of smart on her part. In a sense. I'm not saying she's smart. She's in her own movie, absolutely. I love how Canadians say out and about. To us, we sound like the same as what we watch the movies. Like, we watch TV, they're American, a lot of them. We watch movies, and a lot of them are American actors. And we sound the same. Like, I sound the same as Ryan Reynolds, and he's Canadian. I think. I sound the same. Oot in a boot. Southwest Arkansas. You guys, a lot from everywhere tonight. Ooh, Ryan Reynolds. It's past 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's 12. It's midnight here. It does not feel like midnight. Maybe last night too. Like last night last night I was wide awake after this affidavit. I was up till 2 or 3 and I couldn't, my brain was just like, are you kidding me? Okay, yeah. I think Canadians sound a lot like us, but it's your O pronunciation. And dollars. We say dollars, and a lot of Americans say dollars, right? Once upon a time, I lived in LA for a short time. Short time. Wency says, am I really on your live, Linda? Yes, you are. Pop. Soda. Both. Sometimes I say pop, sometimes I say soda. So I use both. Can I do a video on Harley? Yeah, I can. Once I break this down, this affidavit of 32 pages, I'm sure can turn into 5 to 10 different videos. Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas. How about soda pop? Leticia Stauch was a teacher at my kids' school, French Elementary. They've had a lot of contact with her and we've had to navigate through this. I've been watching you ever since. Donica, so nice that you're in here. Welcome. There was mention in the affidavit about French Elementary, and that's, I think they said something about the Tequan was over there. Where is French Elementary compared to Mandan Drive? Oh, it's in the Widefield Security District. Okay. Why was she stuffing tissues down her pants? Well, along with her other crazy stuff, the authorities were going to get some DNA from her, and she decided to grab the tissues and stuff them down her pants. Maybe I should find that number and reread it. Yep, true story. She was stuffing them down her pants, according to the affidavit. Do I think that Tecia was trying to pin it on Landon? Perhaps. I mean, she had a hatred for her too. And she traveled all the way to Florida, so. She escaped the hospital. Yeah, she got out of the hospital. Okay, there's Quincy. Let's see. A lot of Quincy and Eduardo. Let's see where she actually goes into the... Snowflake, does she have history of sexual abuse as offender? I don't believe so. She has history of domestic abuse. She has history of accusing somebody of that. Yeah, is there a link to read the whole thing? Yeah, I'll give you the link. I did do it earlier, but that was a while ago, so I'll give you the link again. Here's the full link to the PDF of the affidavit. Now let's see if I can find that, unless you guys find it. Do you guys know the number if you do on it? No offense, says Linda, you're amazing. Thank you. Do you think Leticia was trying to pin the disappearance on Landon? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe. I know she's mad at her. She's mad at Landon for a lot. It does take hours to go through it, doesn't it, this affidavit? Piece by piece. And if you guys haven't seen my video that I did earlier tonight, not the live, but the actual video of part 1, I'm going to give you that link so you can see it because it's structured, right? And then you can see what I was talking about in this affidavit. And then tomorrow I'll work on another one where I go and deep dive in another little part. What if Gannon came in the back door since she gave him a key? Maybe, but okay, let's see. Debbie Do says, I love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much. I'm still trying to find this little piece about the tissues. Should be somewhere here. Internet activity. Tomorrow, I might rest tomorrow. I might. How do my nails look so great 10 days into quarantine? They're fake. And they're not from a salon. They're from the store. And they're press-on. So, you know. These puppies will go a couple more days, I bet. Can you explain your text to law enforcement? Yeah, I'm going to find some more info snacks in here, guys. Let's see. Of course, I'm going backwards. Honestly, the nails, they're legit like press-ons. They last a long time, and I get more compliments than I ever have going to a salon, staying there for an hour and a half getting my nails done. Oh no, Luna girl, my fever is spiking, logging off at the moment, but email me. Thanks. I'll feel better, Luna girl. No fever, no fever. Feel better. It's 11:11 here. Ah, cool. 12:11 here, but 11:11 there. What is the Switch? That is the Nintendo Switch. Okay, I'm still searching. A little bit feel like a squirrel here trying to figure out one over here, going over here, going over here. Yeah, press-on nails totally come a long way. Love them. Get to do different ones. They don't come off. They come off a little bit, no big deal. Sometimes just go back on. I don't like spending hours in a salon for hair, for nails. I just don't. Just it's not me. I like the after effects, but I just don't like the process. Let's see, you guys. Holy moly, watch it be in the beginning part. Oh, we're getting close. Here we go. Number 99. Towards the end of the interview, Leticia said she wanted to leave. Investigators seized her telephone and detained her while they applied for a search warrant to obtain DNA collection. Leticia began stuffing tissues in her pants and said she was having chest pain and shortness of breath. Investigators immediately requested medical assistance, and paramedics from the Colorado Springs Fire Department arrived. Leticia had appropriate responses to the paramedics' questions. Like, ridiculous, right? Why was there blood on the bed if he didn't come back? Well, maybe it was from earlier, right? let's see what else, because there was a really good statement from the detective on this when she went to the hospital. It was when she was actually there. Oh, this is it. Number 102. Leticia was transported to the hospital via ambulance from the El Paso Sheriff's Office for further medical attention. Leticia was accompanied by detectives during the ride to the hospital. Unlike questions at the El Paso Sheriff's County Office by paramedics, during the ambulance ride, Leticia was unresponsive to questions by medical personnel and seemed to have a miraculous recovery when they arrived at the hospital. The ambulance ride was audio recorded. Oh, I can't wait for that. I love how she put, and seemed to have a miraculous recovery when they arrived at the hospital. Hey, Linda, love your work time here. Wine time here in Australia. Is that where you're from? Thank you, Christy. Wine time. What kind of wine? Yeah, Harley refused to talk to them. Yeah, unresponsive, right? She was unresponsive. Oh, I can't even tell you. Like I told Mr. Linda about how she was unresponsive, and he just was like, "Of course she was." Vardo. I think they had to prove the blood in the room, and their way of explaining it was that was where he was killed. Yeah, I wonder why saying it's in the afternoon, right? I wonder if since she's underage, that Tecia wouldn't let Harley speak to the police. I don't know. Man, I feel for Harley in some ways, because maybe she was part of this unknowingly, maybe not, maybe there's more. She's turning 18 on May 1st, I believe it is. But she did refuse. It also says here about when she was there, Leticia was not in custody after the warrant was executed at the hospital and left the hospital without telling investigators. She also made a phone call from the waiting room at the hospital. There was physical surveillance being conducted by law enforcement in the area, and investigators learned Leticia was picked up by an unknown person at the hospital and was reunited with her daughter several miles from the hospital. It says, although her behavior was not illegal, I submit that as pressure continued to increase from investigators, Leticia became more and more desperate to leave the hospital, likely because she feared being caught in her lies. Furthermore, Leticia did not want to pursue collecting evidence that might assist law enforcement in identifying and finding her supposed offender. I did do the ADT earlier tonight, and it doesn't necessarily mean there was two people, but it could be either. Sorry. Sorry. And she brought notes. Yes. Tecia brought notes when she was interviewed at the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. Brought notes. And the investigator said, like, that's unusual for somebody to bring notes. And when you think about it, even let's go back to the Kleenex or the tissues for a minute. If your child or stepchild is missing and they want DNA samples, are you going to be like, no, sorry, like, I'm just going to stuff a bunch of stuff, like, in my pants and everything, right? No, you're going to be like, whatever you want. Yeah, notes to an interview. Let's find that, shall we? They didn't say they know Gannon came home. They said it's likely that he came home. I wonder if she showed the law enforcement the accidental video because she was so sure of herself. Okay, here we go. As mentioned above, Leticia voluntarily came to the EPSO for an interview with investigators, but only after she was evasive and avoided speaking with investigators one-on-one. Her interview was audio and video recorded, and below information includes her own statements as well as investigation geared towards corroborating those statements. In general, her statements are reasonably categorized as as untruthful, incomplete, and misleading. Leticia was supposed to arrive at 10 a.m. on January 29, 2020, but did not arrive until noon. Although she spoke with investigators on the phone several times, she did not want investigators coming to her home and was difficult at best to track down. Investigators provided food and water to Leticia during the interview. So that's in the affidavit, and in her interview with the back of her head, she said she wasn't offered any of that, right? Leticia was supposed to arrive at 10. Oh, did I read that? Yeah. Of interest, Leticia brought several pieces of notebook paper with her that contained notes she had written down. During the interview, she referred to these pieces of paper and asked investigators if she could just read her notes. Investigators were not able to seize these documents. I have conducted hundreds of interviews of subjects, victims, and witnesses. It is extremely rare for an individual to bring notes to an interview. And this is the part that came to mind, where it says, during the interview, she referred to these pieces of paper and asked investigators if she could just read her notes. Investigators were not able to seize these documents. Did she stuff them down her pants too? Right? It's just ridiculous. Thank you for all your investigating. Not everyone takes the time to care. Considering my kids have been around this woman, I appreciate that so much. Leave it to Linda. I'm a fan for life. So happy to have you, Donica, here. And I'm so sad that you had to have even part of her and your children had to be around her, unfortunately. The fortunate part is she's going to be locked away for life. And Michael Allen is going to give it to her. Michael Allen is going to give it to her. Could you imagine? Okay, let's talk about this for a minute because I think this is going to be a little good info snack. Affidavit comes out, right? And the public defender gets this affidavit and reads through it. What do you think their look on their face, right? They're looking at it and they're just like, right? I would be like, that's what I would do, this. They're not going to televise. They're not going to do anything on media for the first two for sure, he said. The judge said that. If this case was a book, I wouldn't be able to put it down. I'm telling you. just when I get a little bit of a break and then all this info comes out and I can't sleep. I cannot sleep. I mean, I can sleep for the most part, but last night there was no sleeping. I couldn't. I just, all these things were going through my head and going, what? This doesn't make sense. What? The ADT log was not in the affidavit. I have it since February. How are you coping now that Gannon has been found? I was a hot mess for a long time. And then I got better. I think about him all the time. And then yesterday the affidavit came out and I read all of it. And then today was a little bit rough to go through it again. And I'll be okay again. And then the other stuff's going to come out. And when you see, I think when we get the discovery, when we see the discovery, it's going to be ridiculous. I think it's going to be the worst ever. I think this is tip of the iceberg, and I've said it before. But you know, we have to put it out there for him and get as many eyes on it, right? On this story. Even Landon was saying on camera, like, I want this story out and not to die. And I think it's important. And maybe other people will think twice of doing something so ridiculous. Oh, Dave is talking about Saskatchewan. Is the center province in Canada in between Alberta and Manitoba. We have a lake equivalent to Dead Sea, so you float. I actually was in the Dead Sea floating 12 years ago. It's crazy. You just lift your legs up and you're floating. Yeah, the discovery is going to be awful. Absolutely. Prepare yourself, and maybe it's a good thing we got this little piece of info. What is my take on Harley? I think, I don't know quite yet because I'm digging in this affidavit. But I do know she's partially involved, even involuntary, not knowing. But she did refuse to talk to investigators, so I don't know. I'll dig. I've been avoiding her for a while, and now that this is coming out, I'll dig, and then I'll give my 2 cents when I'm sure of how I feel. Yeah, and you know what? Let's see what time it is. I'm going to give myself like 5 more minutes, and then I should get off too, because I could probably sit here all night, and that's not good. Do I think she's worse than CW? Well, I think they're both the same. How did I find out about the affidavit getting leaked? I had 20, 30 emails all at the same time and a bunch of comments with the link. Love my wall. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I put a lot into it. No, it's on the, I'll give you the link for it too if you guys are looking for it. It's on the Colorado judicial website. There you go. Yeah, thank you. We're at 46,000 subs now, which is amazing. I am in Alberta. What did she do with the mattress? The mattress was there. And I wonder if that's what they were taking out that day. Remember when the van backed up? I wonder if they were taking the mattress. It is an IKEA shelf, yeah. Mr. Linda put it together for me. Thank you, Jillian. Thanks, Joey. My oldest baby was a 2-pound, 6-ounce preemie and will be 11 in July. Yeah, my nephew was a pound 11 and he's now, oh my gosh, I think he's 30? 25, he's 25. I'm getting tired. I am starting to get tired now. So I'm going to give it 2 more minutes, and because I just love chatting with you guys. Community is super important. How come I focus on cases in US and not Canada? Because to be honest, there's not really a whole lot of cases in Canada. There's past cases, I should say that. But there's not a whole lot of cases in Canada. Or definitely we're not aware of. I don't look old enough to have a 25-year-old nephew. Well, I'm a little older, There was that Luca Magnotta case, and it was on Netflix I just saw for Don't F with Cats. And it was, I remember that case. I didn't know that internet sleuths were helping in that case, but I remember that case. Hello there says, hi Lynn, long time no see. Yeah, I'm just going off. I'm just climbing off. It's too bad. I would like to talk to you. Yeah, it's a crazy case, right? So anyway, I'm going to have to leave pretty quick here and get my butt to bed. And I thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate you. If you guys didn't see my past video from earlier tonight, I'll give you the link again just in case you still feel like staying up. And there. And yeah, so, okay, well, thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. That was awesome for Friday night and for any night, really. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support and our community and our families growing. So give it a like before you go and show some love to do more in the affidavit because a lot of videos are coming. And I have a lot to dive in. Holy moly, there's so much, just like Eduardo. Anyways, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow, I think. Bye.